In every murder trial, there is a pillar. One piece of evidence so clean, so human, that it seems unbreakable. In the State versus Kevin Pierce, that pillar was a neighbor with perfect vision. Her name was Sandra Holloway. And when she raised her right hand, she swore to God and the state that she saw Kevin pull the trigger. But here is the problem with pillars. When they crack, the whole temple comes down. She didn't just lie. She curated the truth. And by the time the defense found the hole in her story, an innocent man had already spent 1,847 days on death row. This is the anatomy of a perfect lie, and the one witness who almost got away with it. October 17th, 2018, Mapleton, Ohio. A town where the biggest scandal was the high school principal's DUI. That night, at 9:47 p.m., 911 received a call that would crack the community open. Sandra, audio recreation, calm, rehearsed. I need police at 1423 Elm Street. My neighbor, Mrs. Diane Pierce, is dead. I saw the man run out. It was her husband, Kevin. I'm sure of it. When officers arrived, they found Diane Pierce, 42, a beloved pediatric nurse, stabbed 14 times in her own kitchen. The murder weapon, a Henkel's chef's knife, still in the sink. No forced entry, no robbery. Detectives had two things: a body and Sandra Holloway, a retired court stenographer who lived directly across the street. Sandra was the perfect witness. No criminal record, 20 years transcribing trials. She knew exactly what cops needed to hear, and she gave it to them. Detective, audio recreation. What exactly did you see, ma'am? Sandra, audio recreation. I was watching TV. I heard screaming. I looked through my blinds. Kevin was standing over Diane. He had the knife. He saw me, ran out the back. No hesitation. No, I think. Just cold, linear testimony. She even remembered what Kevin was wearing: a blue hoodie and gray sneakers. The problem? Kevin Pierce was 60 miles away at a work conference, or so he claimed. Kevin's alibi was a hotel key card, a gas station receipt, and a Zoom call with 14 colleagues. But Sandra's testimony was the sledgehammer. The prosecution argued the witness has no reason to lie. She's a neutral party, a professional observer of the truth. The trial lasted 6 days. Kevin's public defender never asked Sandra the right question, not once. Why? Because they had no reason to. The forensic evidence was messy. No DNA under Diane's nails, no footprints. But Sandra's voice filled every void. The jury four-person reading: guilty of murder in the first degree. On November 9th, 2019, Kevin Pierce was sentenced to life without parole. As they let him out, he looked at Sandra in the gallery. She was crying. The perfect performance. For 2 years, Kevin appealed. Denied, denied, denied. Until a legal intern named Maya Chen pulled the case file for a podcast project. Maya wasn't looking for a liar. She was looking for a timeline. She synced Sandra's 911 call with the neighbor's security footage from 3 houses down, and she found something strange. She said she saw the murder through her blinds, but the blinds in her living room, they were brand new. Horizontal slats. You can't see through them at a downward angle. You'd have to be standing at the glass. Maya requested the unredacted police photos of Sandra's house, and there it was. In the corner of a wide shot, a pair of compact binoculars on the windowsill. Sandra hadn't seen the murder with her naked eye. She'd been watching through magnification, which meant she was closer to the window than she claimed. Close enough to be seen. Maya pulled the tax records. Sandra Holloway and Diane Pierce shared a property line, and 6 months before the murder, Diane had sued Sandra over a fence, a $15,000 lawsuit. Sandra lost. Motive hidden from day one. The defense filed a motion for a new trial based on Brady violation, prosecution hiding exculpatory evidence. But Sandra wasn't just a liar, she was a strategist. When the judge ordered a deposition, Sandra invoked the Fifth Amendment 47 times. Prosecutor, audio recreation, frustrated. Did you know the defendant before October 17th? Sandra, audio recreation. I decline to answer on the grounds it may incriminate me. That's when the state did something unprecedented. They dropped the charges against Kevin, not because he was innocent, but because their star witness was toxic. Sound effect. Chains falling to the floor. Kevin walked out of prison on a Thursday afternoon. He had no savings, no wife. His son hadn't spoken to him in 3 years. Sandra Holloway faced no charges. Perjury requires proof of intent, and she was a stenographer. She knew exactly how to leave a trail of reasonable doubt. 2 months after Kevin's release, the DNA from under Diane's fingernails was finally retested with modern tech. It didn't match Kevin. It matched Sandra's nephew, a man named Luke Holloway with a history of psychotic breaks and a grudge against Diane for calling animal control on his pit bull. Luke confessed within 6 hours of the new warrant. Aunt Sandra said Diane was making her life hell. She said the world would be cleaner. She didn't tell me to do it, but she didn't tell me not to. Sandra hadn't witnessed the murder. She had orchestrated the aftermath. She saw Luke run, then she waited 12 minutes to call 911, enough time to craft the lie. The perfect witness had a nephew with bloody hands, and she chose him over the truth. Sandra Holloway was never charged. The prosecutor cut a deal. Her testimony against Luke in exchange for immunity. Today, she lives in Florida. Kevin Pierce received $2.4 million in wrongful conviction compensation. He runs a landscaping company. He doesn't trust neighbors anymore. Luke Holloway is serving 28 years. This case changed Ohio evidence law. Senate Bill 214, the Witness Accountability Act, now requires any witness with legal training or prior court employment to be automatically flagged for bias review. But here is the part that keeps prosecutors awake at night. Sound effect. Tape recorder click. Stop. If Sandra had just said, "I saw someone running," instead of "I saw Kevin," if she hadn't overplayed her hand, Kevin would still be inside, and the real killer would be free. She was too good at lying. That is the only reason we caught her. Long pause. The most dangerous witness is not the one who hates you. It is the one who has studied justice and decided to weaponize it. If you made it this far, you care about the truth. That's rare. Hit like if you believe every witness should be questioned. Subscribe and turn on the bell because we dig into cases where the system breaks. Every week. No clickbait. Just the evidence. Thanks for watching. And remember, just because someone swears on a Bible doesn't mean they aren't holding a knife behind their back.